Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is over why it's important to be slow to speak. If this sounds intriguing at all, take a seat and let's get into today's video. Have you guys ever found yourself in a situation where you're having a dispute or a disagreement with someone and you speak so fast you're not really thinking about the things you're saying, or you're saying things that you really don't mean but you're trying to hurt the person that you're talking to? So you say these mean things to people and then you wish instantaneously that you could take it back after you sit and think about it? This is why I feel like the idea and the concept of being slow to speak is so important. People think when I say be slow to speak that I'm talking about just the action of you holding your tongue. No, it's deeper than that. It's about you protecting your peace, protecting your energy, protecting the person that you're speaking to, peace and their energy, and also overall just moving with wisdom and respect. I will say this. Being slow to speak doesn't mean you don't say anything at all and you let people just run over you and walk over you. It's literally just the act of you thinking and pausing before responding. Oftentimes we find ourselves in situations where you just want to say something to get back at the person that you're talking to. Sometimes it's okay to dial it back and just think before you respond. In the cases where I find myself, it's usually pausing to think before I respond. Sometimes it's just not you responding at all. Something to keep in mind is wisdom over impulse and self-control over ego. Keep those in your head when you're having these conversations. You'll be able to display that self-control that you're building to where you just won't lash out and just say crazy things to people. For example, think about it. The last situation that you had where you lashed out or you wanted to lash out or you just wanted to react to get your voice heard, what is the first thing or the first emotion that you felt? Exactly. Probably were angry. You probably were angry. I'm not gonna lie, you probably were angry. Yes, you were probably sad too, but you probably were angry first. When you're angry, you react out of anger and you react out of emotion. Logic is not present in that moment, like initially. So the first thing you want to do is react violently, react petty, react a certain way just to get your point across and say something because you feel attacked. If you just take a couple minutes, take a couple hours just to calm down, dial it back a bit, I promise you, whatever you thought you was going to do at that first 5 minutes that this stuff happened, if 30 minutes is not enough, if an hour is not enough, take 2 hours, take 3 hours, take 4 or 5 hours. If you need to cool off overnight, take a nap, do that too. But I promise you, whatever your initial response to that is, that's the most emotional, heightened response that you're ever going to have to the situation. Whatever yourself tells whatever you tell yourself to do right then in that moment, don't do that. I don't care what it is. Whatever your brain tells you to do, that first second, that first maybe 5 minutes of you finding out something crazy or something crazy happens into you, especially if you're a crash out, more specifically if you're a crash out where you just can't control yourself when you're upset, whatever that initial thought is, please don't do it. Please. Once you calm down and think about whatever it is you're going through, you're not even going to react or respond like that. You're going to feel a little better and you're going to react a little different to the situation. So just give yourself time to calm down. Also, if you are in an argument with someone, instead of it being tit for tat and you just saying things to hurt them because they're hurting you, calm down. Even if you got to walk away. I'm never the person that's going to tell you not to walk away. If you got to walk away so you don't say some things that you don't mean to somebody, do that. Walk away, take a breather, take a break, but make sure that you are thinking logically when you do come back to have this conversation so that you're not speaking from impulse. Impulse is going to tell you to go low and go low till you can't go low no more. That's not how this works. You can do what you want, but that's not how this works. When you care for people and you love people, you need to be mindful of what you're saying to them, because apologies, unfortunately, don't erase words. You can say what you want and do what you want. The act of you saying I'm sorry doesn't change what you did. A big thing that I want to emphasize, walking away or taking a break does not make you weak. If you need to take a break, but it doesn't make you weak. That's actually showing self-restraint, and that's showing strength in general. I just feel like it's vital to not let emotions control you. When you take that step back, you take that break, or you take that breather, you come back and have this conversation, that's you showing that you're not weak, but that's also showing that you control you. Your pride and your ego don't control you. That's you showing that you control you. Not your pride, not your ego. You control you. And it shows by being able to have these conversations, but also listening to receive instead of listening to respond, and just taking a break. That's the premise and the moral of this conversation. Take a break when you need it. Last piece that I want to touch on for this part of the video is protecting your peace. Y'all know that's my thing. I like to say that to y'all at the end of every video, but really, protect your peace. And what I mean by that is every time somebody says something to you, every time somebody does something to you, whether it's sneaky, in your face, behind your back, to your friends, to your family, whatever it is, everything people do does not deserve a response. And sometimes the best comeback is just not a comeback at all. You gotta protect your peace, man. Be mindful of the things that you're putting your energy and your time and your spiritual energy into, because once you put it out there, it's there. And like I said, be slow to speak. If somebody comes at you a certain way and you don't like it and you feel like you have nothing positive to say, sometimes it's okay to throw your hands up and let God handle that. Alright, so for this part of the video, I'm going to give you guys the benefits of practicing being slow to speak. So the first benefit I would definitely say is you get to gain that mental clarity before responding. When you take that pause, you give yourself a second to really process the argument, the conversation, or whatever it is, the communication in general, and give yourself a sense of what's really going on and what the problem or the issue really is, instead of feeling attacked because someone's saying something to you. I also feel like when you're slow to speak, people listen to you more because your words carry more weight than someone who just talks to talk. Another benefit is you keep control of the conversation. Instead of letting someone pull you into their chaos, their drama, their issues, you set the tone. So you get to choose whether you want to respond or not respond. So you get to choose whether you want to respond or not respond. And if you do respond, how you're going to go about responding. And the biggest one is you build a sense of respect and trust. That's within yourself, like self-trust, self-respect, and with the other party. People look at you like you're a more reliable, wise, and thoughtful person. That automatically will make your words more valuable and reliable. So I know I just told you guys the benefits. I told you guys examples, and now I'm going to tell you guys some practice tips. So practice counting. Now, if you gotta count to 100, count to 100. If 20 is fine for you, count to 20. If you need 1,000, count to 1,000 before you respond. And that'll give your brain enough time to just calm down and relax before jumping into the argument and just going for it, you know? It'll give you enough time to relax and think more rationally and respond more rationally and accurately to whatever the issue is. The second tip I would give is ask yourself, is it worth it? Other than responding just because you feel attacked, and that could be you actually being attacked, or you just feel like that because someone's telling you that your actions are a certain way. But ask yourself, is it worth it? And 9 out of 10 is not. So when you discover that it's not, treat it like something that's not worth your time. You either ignore it, you shut down the conversation, tell the person you can talk later, or just tell them like, I don't think it's worth it. Alright you guys, that pretty much sums up my video. Remember that being slow to speak is not a weakness. It's about wisdom, courage, respect, self-control, and your overall peace. And like I said before, it's about knowing what conversations and what situations deserve a response and what does. I want to remind you guys that the strongest person in the room is not the loudest person. It's the quiet person that speaks with intentions and purpose whenever they speak. So remember this next time you get into a situation and you want to impulsively hurt someone's feelings because they hurt yours, or you just want to get your point across super quick. Just remember these things. That pretty much sums up today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. You guys stay blessed. Remember to protect your peace at all times. And I'll see you guys in a day or two. Bye.